up, everybody? It's Pastor G. I'm in the house once again. I'm here to inspire somebody that's at the break of being upgraded or moving into your next life. Now, I wanted to speak this into your hearing because the process of upgrading sometimes starts with the process of being completely torn down. And it's confusing sometimes when I know that I'm supposed to be going up, but I'm being torn down. Now, I'm in the downtown Little Rock area, and I was getting ready to do my walk, and I felt very inspired to make this video. And I want to speak into the ears of you that know it's your time to go up. On 8th and Broadway, my studio's downtown, right on Broadway, but at 8th and Broadway, there was a Shell station that has completely been demolished, completely demolition down to the ground. Now, just days before this thing was torn down, it was fully functional. Now, I've been there several times to get gas and other things, and I was so surprised to leave out, and they done it so quickly that it was completely torn down. Something that I thought was already working fine now is torn down. And of course, we know that the Broadway Bridge here in Little Rock is being demolished as we speak. The demolition team is in right now, tearing down. Now, this bridge, just the morning before, had traffic going across it, frequent traffic going across. Now, how can something that is functioning so perfect, why does it have to be torn down? Evidently, that lets us know that there is something greater than our eyes can see. There's something that's going on, and there's somebody that know that even though you look good on the outside, there is something on the inside that has to be taken out, has to be torn out. And I'm speaking to somebody. There's some of you that's saying, I'm good, I'm working, I'm functioning, but God knows that for Him to be able to get out of you what He desires, to maximize you in your next season, there has to be a complete tearing down. Now, this is the part of upgrade that don't feel good. The fact that I have to be completely torn down, when in my mind, I think that I am good. So there's some of you that are experiencing in this season the tearing away of people, the tearing away of things, just abruptly. There's people that are being taken out of your life. Don't you fret. That means that God is about to replace something with something better. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So as I was going to the Broadway Bridge, I noticed something here, that on the side of the river, they are already building the new bridge and putting things in place for the time that they completely tear out the old. They are already assembled the new stuff, and it's ready to go into place. Now, notice this. If you can look into your spiritual eyes, you will understand that whatever God is tearing out of your life, He's already assembling a replacement that's better, that can hold more, that's capable of obtaining more, capable of carrying more weight. Now, notice this. Now, there was a ceremony that was given right before the bridge was actually demolished, and this is very powerful. Some of you are going to have a ceremony, and you're going to have to make an announcement that for the next 6 months, I will be out of service to you. Now, one of the delays of taking the bridge out is the fact that it would inconvenience so many people. Now, you're going to have to give notice to a lot of people, because you being upgraded, you being rebuilt, you being torn down might inconvenience a lot of people. But what God is saying in this season, He got to do this in this season. He's got to tear down. And you got to make the decision that I want to be torn down. I want to be remade so that I can fully maximize what God is trying to do. Even though right now you feel like I'm functioning and I'm doing good, but God knows better. He says, now is the time I got to tear it out. I've got to completely tear down what seems to be good. And even at the inconvenience of people that say, I like you are. I like what you're doing for me right now. You're going to have to say, hey, look, this is the season that I am non-functional for that function. I am taking myself out because God is rebuilding me. I will be able to handle more. I will be able to carry more weight in my next season. Now, you got to get this. Even though you are fully functional, this tear down is worth it, because God is going to rebuild you stronger than ever. As a matter of fact, in Mark, the second chapter, let me put some scripture on it so you can see. Mark, the second chapter, starting at the 21st verse. I'm going to read it to you so that I can be brave. It's like, no man also seweth a piece of new cloth on an old garment, else the new piece that filleth take away from the old. Now, notice what it's saying here. In this season of your life, there will be no patchwork. God is not trying to do patchwork in this season. He's trying to do a rebuild, a complete rebuild. It's going to take some time, but when he's done with you, you're going to be better. You're going to be stronger. You will be able to stand the pressure that you could not stand before. And so the 22nd verse says, and no man putteth new wine into old bottles. This is not a season that God is trying to patch anything in your life. This is a season that he's rebuilding you completely. Allow God to do the work in this season. It's time for you to be not only upgraded, but to be rebuilt. I went to a warehouse just the other day. It was one of the wholesale warehouses, and I walked in and I noticed on a table, it was a table full of computers, full of a whole table full of computers, maybe 100, 150 computers. And I went over, because this is a place where you can purchase wholesale stuff. And I walked over to the computers and I seen one that I thought was perfect. But when I asked about the computer, one of the workers said to me, this looked good on the outside, but the operating system is outdated. It would have to be rebuilt and a new operating system put in. Now, this is the season that God is trying to rebuild. He's going to put a new operating system. Everything that was obsolete in your life, he's going to replace it with up to date. He's going to rebuild you. Now, you're going to have to allow, and you're going to have to agree with God in this season. Say, God, whatever you have to tear out, whatever you have to take out, whomever you have to remove, whatever you have to remove, I'm in agreement, because decisions decide seasons. You have to make a decision to move into your next season, even though you're fully functional right now. The choice has to be made that, God, I'm ready to go to the next level. And if you will allow God to do this, I know that life would be better. Pastor G loves you. It's time to make the decision. Allow God to tear down. Allow God to reconstruct your life, and you'll be all that God wants you to be. Pastor G out. I love you. Let's do this.